Hey, uh, Vibro Mom here. It's been a while since I uploaded to my YouTube, so I figured today would be a good day. Why? Because today I'm feeling really sad. I'm just really feeling heartbroken and just been crying the last few days. Life is tough. Life is not fair. What are you gonna do? I mean, you really can't do anything about it. I'm trying to hold on to my faith. I guess that's all you got sometimes, right? Faith and family and friends. Uh, got people out here that I know that are battling cancer, and it's breaking my heart. They're good people, hardworking, devoted, loving, good people, you know, battling something horrific. Sick, tired, sleeps. I mean, drives me crazy. Drives me crazy. And then you got the whole financial aspect that everybody's dealing with right now. Struggling. The struggles are beyond anything I have ever seen in my life. I mean, I know people struggle, seriously. Everybody lives paycheck to paycheck. But it's just gotten so worse now with this whole COVID fiasco stuff going on. People losing jobs, people going back to work, then being told they have to leave work, people's hours getting cut, people's salaries getting cut, people only working when they can work, when work's available. I mean, it's crazy. People have mortgages, they have kids, they have bills, and their checks are like, you know what I mean? And then some of these companies have the audacity to increase rates and hike their rates and increase their bills. And why would you do that when people are making less money, working less hours? Some people are still out of work. Why would you do that? How do these people sleep at night? Could someone please answer me? How do these people sleep at night? I'm not going to say who my provider is, but I paid $49 a month. The last two bills increased to $65. How do you go from paying $49.99 to $65.99? There was no explanation, no nothing. I call and they're like, well, we had increase because blah, 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 blah. None of that made sense. What does that have to do with me and all your other millions of customers? Seriously. I don't know. Don't even get me started on that. It makes no sense. People make less money, so let's just hike the prices of everything up, including groceries. The price of groceries has gone up. Seriously. Makes no sense. So that's kind of burdening me because there's so many families out there struggling financially. I mean, including us, seriously. But I know we're not alone. That's the sad part. We're not alone. There's so many out there struggling. I've been trying to take it upon myself to do what I can to help others, especially now because it's December, and December is a time for joy, time for family, time of giving, time of sharing. And I've been working with my company and trying to share some, really good special deals, paying people shipping, doing giveaways, doing what I can to help people with their Christmas shopping, to put something underneath the tree for their kids. And I just don't know what else more I can do. And then I'm also sad for these kids that are in school. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, please, Jacob. Did I or did I not say when all this started, when they were going to do the school and remote, remote and school, did I or did I not say this was going to be confusing for these kids? Did I or did I not say that this was also going to confuse these kids and cause a lot of harm to these kids mentally? Did I or did I not say that?
Yeah.
Of course. Thank you. You know why? Because I have a degree in psychology and I have a degree in child psychology. So I knew what this was going to do and I nailed it. These kids are so confused. Okay, so this day, this week I go, but this day, next week I stay home. Oh, nope, school's closed. Now you're all home. Oh, nope, we're fine. You can go back. But you can only go back this day, but not this day. This day you got to be home, but you can come back the next day and rotate the following. They don't know what they're doing. They're confused. Am I in school or am I home? I don't know. And the transition between the two has become so stressful on these kids that the younger ones, and I'm talking like kindergarten to, let's see, what was the oldest one? 11-year-old. Okay, between there, they're really struggling. They don't even know what's up, what's down, what's left, what's right anymore. The transition has been stressful. And they're lashing out, they're acting out, they're rebelling. I called it. I called it. And it's exactly what's happening. Now, it's causing even more havoc on the parents because now the parents are struggling to get the kids to sit still long enough to do the homework. Yeah, it's causing stress on the families because most of them now have to choose staying home with the kids or not working. Most of them also had to go to their bosses and say, is there any way I can work from home on these days and these days when my child will be home? Thank God some of these companies are allowing the moms and dads to do this, but some of them are not. Some of them you don't have a choice. You need to go. So now they have to decide, what do I do with my kid? Some of them are choosing to leave the job to stay home with the kid. Some of them are choosing to have their kids go to different family members who can school their kids on those days. So, they're doing what they got to do, but it's still stressful on those kids. And if I have to hear of another child under the age of 12 committing suicide because they can't handle the stress, I'm going to lose my marbles. I've already lost a few, but I'm going to lose more. I'm going to lose more. Get with the program, people. Please help these kids. If you see any kind of signs of these kids struggling emotionally, mentally, talk to them. Sit down one-on-one and talk to them. If they won't talk to you, get a counselor. If you go to church, take them to the pastor for Christian counseling. Okay? It's not that complicated. Get them the help they're starving for. Help them to understand. Sorry, but this is, because if I swear, I've heard of 2 already committing suicide because of the stress. Deciding whether they're here, there, what. And trying to do schooling on the computer versus schooling from home and school. It's a lot. It is a lot. And then you got other ones who are younger than that who are just getting paperwork upon paperwork to read and to write and to write and to read. It is a lot on them. Think about even the young kids. They go to school. They want to play with the other kids. And they're being told, oh, stay back. You can't. One person at a time can play at the play set. And then we got to disinfect the play set before. Hey, I'm all for, keeping the kids safe, sanitizing and disinfecting. I'm all for that. I'm just saying, put yourself in the kids' shoes and try to understand where they're coming from. They don't understand. They're confused. They don't understand it. So put yourself in their shoes. Don't get me wrong. I totally understand the whole, well, they're trying to keep our kids safe. I get that. I understand that. I totally respect the teachers for that. I just want people to understand the whole concept coming from a kid's point of view to understand them and where they're coming from, and not just the adult point of view. Okay? Stop. Just stop and think about the kids for a moment. That's all I'm asking. Think about the kids, explaining to them. Oh, my heart is, I just can't. The sadness in my heart, and I just can't. It's too much. These poor kids, and everybody struggling. The cancer going around like, I don't know what. It's a sad world that we're living in. That's all I got to say. And the worst part about the whole thing is just people are for themselves. And I think a lot of that has to do with the whole, you got to stay social distance. You can't do, okay. Now everybody's fighting for themselves. Everybody's fighting against each other. Everybody's pitting one against the other. I mean, it's out of control. And this is exactly, I think this is what they wanted. Do you? I think this is like part of their big plan. They wanted everybody to be pitted against each other.
Them who?
Government, politics, all that. Big pharmas, whatever. Whoever's involved in it. I don't know. You got family turning against family, friends turning against friends. Oh, my Lord. It's just such a sad, sad state of a world that we're in, and it's just awful. Never. I mean, I've had friends and family like totally take me off social media because I don't believe in what they believe in. I mean, doesn't everybody have the right to their own opinions? Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to the fact that you can have your own opinion and you can voice your own opinion without somebody going, oh, nope, I don't like her. She don't believe the way I believe. Whatever happened to that? I want that back too.
Yeah.
But why can't we?
In order for that to come back, you'd have to have the whole entire Earth to agree on that one opinion. And that's almost impossible.
Yeah. Listen. I grew up in a time where if so-and-so liked baseball, but I didn't like baseball, and I spoke out and said, oh, baseball is boring. They didn't unfriend me because of that. They didn't say, oh, I'm not going to talk to you anymore because you don't like baseball. It wasn't like that. What I mean? Today, if you don't like baseball, or you don't like Biden, or you don't like Trump and the other person does, they're not your friends anymore. It's like childish games. That's the way I can describe it. Childish game. It was never like that. Neighbor doesn't help neighbors anymore. They fight with each other. Nobody does any good deeds to anybody anymore just because. Because they're afraid to offend them. They might give them the wrong gift. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
No.
Well, like, say an example. I put together this cute little cleaning basket with all these Grove. You know how I use Grove cleaning supplies?
No.
Grove is not sponsoring this video. But anyway, let's just say I put up a Grove little cleaning basket for my neighbor just because I enjoy using Grove in the scents and the fact that there's no harmful chemicals into it. And I want my neighbors to be healthy. I want, they have pets. I want their pets to be safe around these chemicals. So I do a little Christmas basket and leave it on their doorstep. Well, that would make me feel good because I'm giving somebody something that I've enjoyed. Okay? But just because I enjoyed it doesn't mean they're going to enjoy it. But the point is, they might take offense to that. They're going to, they could be like, oh, so she doesn't think I clean. No, that's not. They're taken completely out of context. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. People will be so offended. So this is why nobody pays it forward. This is why nobody just mysteriously sends people gifts in the mail to say I'm thinking of you,
But
or
why can't you just put a letter on it and be, I want to say, like, just thinking of
just
you?
thinking of you, because then they're still gonna think, oh, thinking how I don't clean my house. You think my house stinks, so you send me room spray. That's the world we're living in.
Or
Very few people are going to say, oh my gosh, she thought of me today.
Or just put it like, I thought you'd like to try a new cleaning supplies.
Mm-hmm.
That make more sense.
Okay. So coming from another standpoint, they could think, well, they don't think I buy cleaning supplies? Or my cleaning supplies aren't good enough? I'm thinking about the way people are today. People today are just, that's their mindsets. And it's sad. So sad. So sad. They just can't accept free gifts, and that's why people are afraid to do it. Hey, I've sent packages to people. It's not going to stop me from doing it, and they can have their own opinion about whatever, you know? Hey, whatever. Doesn't mean I'm not going to pay it forward, or if I'm thinking of somebody, I'm not going to not send them a gift just because I'm going to be afraid that they're going to find something negative, or they're going to find something, whatever. You know what I mean?
No.
I'm going to do it. Actually, I did it. I heard of a woman and she's struggling, so I sent her an envelope with some little gifts into it. If she wants to take it personal, she can. But I doubt she will. I mean, seriously. It's just the state of the world we're in, the mindset that everybody's getting, because it's been so crazy and stressful on everybody. Everybody's just, that's the way it is. Negative. Snap out of it. There. Are you awake now? Snap out of the negativity.
Who are you talking to?
This is what I got. I'm just so sad. Just so sad. Snap out of the negativity. Stop focusing on the whole bad, the whole whatever. Yes, the kids are stressed. Yes, the kids are struggling. Yes, it's a lot of emotional strain on them. And just be there for them. Talk to them. Why is it so hard to understand a kid's point of view? Snap out of it. Stop being in your own head and be there for the kids. I don't know. Dude, this has got us. I really pray that 2021 it's so much better than what we got right now.
Just because it's a different year doesn't mean it's going to be different.
New year, new beginnings. That's what I'm hoping for. New year, new beginnings.
Well, this year is going to be fucked.
Yeah, this year's it's been dumb.
Not this year. The beginning of the next year is going to be fucked.
Yeah, it's going to take time, I think. You're right. It's not going to change January 1st. It's all changed. It's miraculously back to normal, way things should be. I wish that's be what would happen, but we all know realistically, that's not what's going to happen. I just wish it would. Maybe I wouldn't feel so sad.
Well, if it did, work that way, you wouldn't have coronavirus or dipshits.
Yeah, like some of our governors, who, by the way, don't allow me to email them anymore. It's fine.
Because you spam emailed them.
Okay. Hey, I have to spam email them. They don't listen. They have to know.
They got the first
listen.
email.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm one person, one voice, okay? So, yes, I will speak out if I disagree with something that's going on. That's me. Always been there, always done it, okay? It's not my fault that he emails me back to tell me my input is not valuable to him.
No.
Or the email he sent me stating the fact that, thank you for your email, but it wasn't necessary. Or the email where he said, I'm wasting his time with my input that is not needed. It's fine. All I want to do is offer some other simple suggestions into helping kids with this transition from being in school and out of school. That's all I did. I offered ideas to help the kids. That was it. Oh, and I stated the fact too about how he wanted more rooms available for the sick people when the corona first started. So the president puts out all these hospital ships in the area for him to put the corona patients in. They had sent out Samaritan's Purse as like a triage kind of tent, or people who just wanted to come in for prayer. So they were all there. You had the 2 ships, you had this, he had the ventilator, he had everything. And he chooses to put the sick people in the nursing homes, knowing that most of those people in those nursing homes are older. They have weakened immune systems. They have underlying, health issues. He knew by putting them coronavirus patients in there, he was putting the lives of those people in that nursing home in danger. How could he have not known that? It doesn't take a genius to figure that one out. He never used the ships that Trump put out there. Okay? And on top of all that, he decides that when he didn't need the Samaritan's Purse there, he tells them, oh, you can leave. So they leave, because their services were no longer needed. And he sends them a tax bill. So that infuriated me. And then he's blaming Trump because, quote unquote, Trump didn't help. But he did. You just didn't use his services. So again, I'm sending in an email trying to understand why he's pointing the blame towards Trump, why he's pointing the blame of the spread of the virus on us, the people, claiming we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. We're not social distancing. We're not washing our hands. We're not wearing our masks. Oh my gosh. Why do we need to be told to wash our hands?
Because some people don't.
Oh, God. But it was easy for him to point to blame and everybody else to take the focus off what he had done. Okay? That was the whole bottom line.
It's human nature to do that.
Human nature to blame somebody else?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, too. That's true, too. It really is. Because it's easier that way. Then you don't have to own up to it. Yeah, you're right.
Same with lying.
Oh, yeah, lying. Don't even get me started on the lying. You're right. Yeah. But I've always told my kids, I don't care if you did it or didn't do it, but you need to tell me the truth. Because if you tell me the truth, basically your punishment's going to be less than if you lie. Because if I find out you lie, yeah, always just tell. And besides the fact, when moms ask you something, moms already know the answer. So there's that too.
Why ask?
Because we want to test to see if you're going to lie or not.
Why not just yell at the kid then?
Because we want to know the truth.
But you already know the damn truth.
Maybe
so
sometimes, maybe sometimes we don't, and that's why we do ask. You won't know whether we know or don't know. That
doesn't make sense at
all.
Oh,
I know. Parenting. I know.
It doesn't make sense at all. What do you mean?
The point is, I emailed him and told him he was a hypocrite. Because it's true. Wear your mask. You're not wearing a mask. Don't go out into restaurants. You went out into a restaurant. Don't shake hands. Dude, how many hands did you shake today? Dude, cough in your sleeve, in your elbow. Oh, the best way now? Elbow. So, no. Did I just cough in that elbow I elbowed you in? Does that make sense? Cough and sneeze in your elbow. But, hey! Does that make sense? Because this is what he's telling everybody to do. Make sense to you? Because it doesn't to me. And I told him it didn't make sense. I seriously told him that because, well, that's me. And needless to say, he didn't like that email either. So now when I try to send him an email, it gets back to me because it's blocked. That's fine. I just created another email. Didn't matter to me. I'll create 6 emails if I have to. It's fine. He needs to know. But I kind of wish, though, that more people would stand up and use their voice like me. Because I'm one person. If more people stepped out of that comfort zone and let go of maybe they're afraid to and just did it.
No, because most people just don't give a flying shit.
That's true. That's true today. But then they're going to be the ones that's going to be sitting here going, I can't believe this is happening. What am I going to do? Well, then do something.
No, odds are, if you don't give a flying shit about anything, odds are you're not going to be complaining.
Maybe, but maybe not.
Like, I don't give a fuck.
One voice, use it. Step out of the comfort zone. Use it. I'm one. But together we can be many. Do you get what I'm saying?
What, a cult?
No.
That's what you're saying. That's basically
I'm
what you're
saying use your voice.
That's basically what you're saying.
We have the right to use our voice. We have that right.
You're basically saying
for freedom of speech.
You're basically saying let's start a cult.
To voice the opinion. Whether you agree with me or don't agree with me, we have that right to voice the opinion. Whether it's to our governor or to our politicians or to our education department or to anyone. We have that right. It's amazing I even have any friends. It really is. But I do. I have friends that don't agree with everything I agree with. But you know what? We're still friends because we're big girls and boys.
That just sounds like a cult with extra steps.
I wonder if I could get paid for that.
No. You can get paid souls.
Dang. I'm looking for some extra income. I don't know. But I'm just so sick and sad of this world that we're in right now. And everybody just wants to sit back and watch it go. Which saddens me even more that it's just getting this far. It should never have gotten this far. Now listen, COVID's real. I know it's real. People have been getting sick from it. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. But I've studied different diseases because I had to. And COVID was in there. Now, let me basically explain to you. COVID is like a common cold. Stuffy, runny.
Yeah, but it also has
cough.
Has different things depending on the person.
Exactly. Okay.
It could be a flu for one person. It could be a common
exactly.
cold for
Exactly. But a lot of people too, with the common cold, it can quickly turn into bronchitis depending on your immune system. Now, like a commentator next to me, okay, he has certain disabilities. I'm just going to leave it at that. Now, when he catches a cold, more often than not, that cold, boom, becomes bronchitis. That's exactly what the COVID will do as well. My husband has COPDs and other things. So when he catches cold, bam, it becomes bronchitis or pneumonia. Okay, COVID will do the same thing. Also with the COVID, it's similar to the flu. Like he just said, you can get the flu with it. You can get flu symptoms from it. That is all true. And just like the flu, there's different strains of the COVID. Just like there's different strains of the flu. Now, whether you agree or disagree with getting the flu shot, let's just say you go to the doctors, you get your flu shot. That flu shot you got may or may not protect you from that new strain that's coming in because they don't even know when they're giving you that shot whether it's going to protect you or not from that. It's, you know what I'm saying? And that's the only way I can describe the COVID.
Well, it'll act like the flu shot. Of or just
Yes, exactly. Now they got this new COVID vaccine that they're going to give you. Now,
COVID.
I don't know. Listen, from what I'm reading and studying on this vaccine, it's not cool. Not cool. They've already been giving it to some of our military. Some of them have died from the vaccine. Some of them have gotten extremely ill from the vaccine. It's got infertility drugs. Now, I know I checked Snopes, and Snopes said that's not true. You know who? Listen, do you really know who does the Snopes? It's a couple in a state who sit back and say, oh, that can't be true.
Snopes. What?
It's called Snopes.com.
What's that?
Where you can Google, is this true or false? And then it'll come back, oh, this is accurate. This is not accurate information. It's just a couple who sits back and does this. You know what I mean?
No.
So, like, listen, try to Google COVID and it just tells you, oh, since this date, COVID, blah, blah, blah. And that's not true. It started way before that date that gives you when you Google it. It was known way, way back.
Same with the fidget spinners. They were popular in like 2017, but they originally came out in like 19 something or early 2000.
Early 2000, late 1900s, they came. Right. Exactly.
But then they suddenly got a spark in.
Woo. Yeah.
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 And they
Yeah.
kind of just went off.
Yeah. COVID is nothing new. They made it sound like it was this new No, it's not. People, it's not. It's not.
I mean, there is like
They just caused this hype to put fear into people.
Like this one guy.
Worked.
This one guy at like Walmart or something. He basically he had a mask on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? He did? He takes off his mask, coughs, and then puts the mask back on.
Well, yeah, he doesn't want to breathe in his own germs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, why would you want to cough in your mask? You're just going to breathe in your own germs.
Isn't that
And
the
you know what
point
the
of
whole
wearing
and
the mask,
listen,
though?
the whole point, yes, it is. But the other thing too, depending on what mask you have, seriously, you want to do the germ test on the mask? This is easy. It's super easy. Listen, and it's fun. You take your mask. If you can feel that air come onto your hand when you got your mask on, that means there's room in there for air to come through, for germs to come through. Okay? Now, another test you can do.
My person
Seriously.
is like the surgical mask.
The surgical masks? Yeah, depending on what they are. Now, the other thing is, too, splish your water at you. If you can feel that water, you're going to feel somebody's cough and sneezing in you, okay? So that mask is probably no good if that's why you're wearing it, is to keep yourself
you also
sick.
can't have a mask that's going to like
However,
suffocate you
exactly. But yet, they're telling, wear this one. It's, it's better. You can't get the blah, blah, blah. Wear it all day. Wear it for 8. But, you can't wear them for that long. You just can't.
There's people that do doctors.
The surgical masks are a little different. I'm
That's what
talking
I'm
about
saying.
those tight masks that they wanted people to wear that had the little vents on them. Those are great, except seriously, you can't do it. Listen, I know a couple nurses who have to wear their masks and shields like all day long. They're at work. And one of them had collapsed because she was just sitting there breathing in her own carbon, monoxide?
Carbon
Dioxide? Okay. So they tested her levels and she was high in that. Okay. So,
in that.
yeah. Because you're constantly breathing in your own. And she passed out. Cool, right?
You should get a break for at least an
You
hour.
exactly. You need a break from those masks. It's not healthy to keep it on that long. It's just not. They're telling you it is. No, it's not.
Don't get me wrong. I'm all for like masks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like keep it above your nose, and
Yeah.
and it's not
Yeah.
a damn like chin warmer. It's not a
Yeah.
anything. It's a mask. Keep it above your nose. Like I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But at least get a break.
Yeah.
You're gonna wear it for a certain period
Yeah.
of time.
Exactly. I agree. Break. You need to have breaks. Now, personally, if I'm in the store and I'm the only one in the aisle, I will give myself a break and pull it down to my, like he'll say, chin warmer. Okay. But if I see someone coming up that same aisle I'm in, whoop, it'll go back up. Okay. That's how I do it. I don't know how.
I just say that's kind of irrelevant. I just kind of keep it above my nose all the time. I don't really want to keep putting it up and down, up and down.
Is that when you started feeling weird when you were putting it up and down? Do you ever feel like dizzy or sick to your stomach or anything?
I never do.
Isn't it nuts? Oh.
It's called being safe.
I totally just stopped watching the news because they overhype. It's just ridiculous. Like I heard, like I have friends who live in New York City when this first started, and they were told, I'm just going to say an example time, 8:00 p.m. everyone has to be in their homes or in their work buildings and stay.
So they can like clean the city.
Right. They were going to use that time to clean the city and disinfect everything. Super cool. Okay. However, the news media was going down to the city at that time and talking about, look at all the empty streets and it's noontime. This is where everybody would be out for lunch and the streets are empty. There's very few taxis on the road and everyone's in quarantine and blah, blah, blah. And that was not true. But this is what they wanted you to believe. So that's what they told you.
So basically, this guy on YouTube, he does vlogs, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
and he lives in New York City. He basically like it's the same anywhere else. You can't go dining or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And he was out and about in a taxi doing all that.
Yep.
But then, what you were saying.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Listen, a friend of mine had sent and posted on her Facebook pictures of all these people in the trains. You know how they use trains to commute back and forth? There's people standing, people sitting. Some had masks, some didn't. They're holding on the rails. I mean, and yet they're saying how everybody's quarantined, everybody's social distancing, everybody's wearing masks.
How can you social distance in a train?
Exactly.
I mean,
that train was packed.
For a city, though, like for a city, it's almost impossible.
It has to be.
It
has to be.
Maybe you'd only get like a few people, but
right, exactly.
But
how do you do that?
If you wear a mask or like gloves and then sanitize after, it should be fine.
Oh, I didn't even notice how many had gloves on and didn't have gloves on. Some of the ones I saw holding on that railing, I know they didn't because you could see their hands, but I should have paid attention to see how many of them actually did have gloves too. But my other question too would be, okay, so now you've got this packed train.